Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Shorty SX, and today I'm bringing you a little bit of a different gameplay. It's going to be a Domination on Stonehaven, and Stonehaven has to be one of my favorite, or probably one of my favorite maps in Ghosts. Not only because it looks just awesome and it's great, but also because it's huge. And that's actually one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today. The fact that I actually really enjoy these maps. And I know I'm not the only one. I've talked to plenty of people who actually really love all these maps and feel like they're a lot more like, I don't know, classic CODs than the last couple. But anyway, that's kind of something I wanted to talk to you about today. Like the good things, the bad things about the maps. And then I wanted to get into the PS4 versus the Xbox One. I'm not going to be talking about, like, you know, statistics or which one's better, which one's got a nicer cooler on the side or something. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I know all the stats. But I'm not going to be talking about them because, well, plenty of people have been doing that, like, crazy, so no point. What I will do is I will tell you which one I'm getting, which shouldn't be much of a surprise for anybody, but, you know, just share my thoughts on a couple of things in that direction. Alright, so let's start off with, well, first off, this gameplay, because this is a Domination, and, you know, I don't normally play too much Domination, not because I don't enjoy the game type. In fact, I love the game type. But Domination is one of those game types that's best played with a nice party of 6 or so. And seeing as I tend to play this game, you know, just lone wolf style, it's not necessarily the best thing. But anyway, let's teabag this guy and get ourselves a nice little care package out of it, because why not? As a little side note, I'm skipping like a minute and a half or something here just because, yeah, my controller died and it was pretty boring. And that's one of the downsides with a Domination game, because it ends up being a little too long for an actual gameplay. Like, that's why I love free-for-alls, because they, you know, tend to be around 5-6 minutes. So it makes for nice commentary. But anyway, so the point is, how much do I love these maps? Well, the maps are freaking awesome. And here's the first thing that I just want to say about these maps. Think back to, like, you know, more classic CODs, like COD 4 or, I don't know, Modern Warfare 2 even. Like, even Black Ops 1, to be fair. Like, those CODs had big maps. Like, they didn't follow the same, you know, structure. Like, for example, with Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2, and I'm not the first to say this, many people have said this already, but, you know, there the maps were very similar. You know, they usually had this very simple 3-lane design with a few little routes to swap lanes, and to be honest, that's super boring. Like, after a while, it just gets to the point where everything's very tedious, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. But with these maps, like, alright, let me explain what I love about Stonehaven. It's huge to the point where you don't know what's happening all the time. The problem with a small map for me is that a small map always kind of leads you to pretty much know exactly where the enemy team is. I mean, all you have to do is look at the map and see, okay, well, we're spawning on this side, and seeing as there's only one other side, seeing as the map is that small, that's where the enemy has to be. You know where they are. In a map like this, in Stonehaven, where it's bigger, I mean, sure, you still know where the enemy's generally meant to be. Sure, you know, we have C and B. They have A, they're probably spawning at A. No big surprise there. But the point is, I don't know exactly where they are. They could be hiding in any one of these rocks over here. At the same time, anytime I step out, and you guys will see me do this a couple of times, but I actually look around the map, because there's, like, a person can shoot you from anywhere. And that's the beauty. That's what creates more excitement. And that's the funny part, because a lot of people see these huge maps and they think, oh, no, it's less excitement because I have to look for players, you know, I have to go find them, and that is apparently a pain. But that's the thing, I don't think it's actually a pain. In fact, I like this a lot. Because, alright, let me look at it. In my last commentary, I kind of said, you know, we're all adrenaline junkies, and I didn't quite get into what I really meant by that. What I meant was that, you know, if you have one of those streaks on, like, Dome or Nuketown, where you go out and you kill, like, 5 people in a streak, and you're like, oh yeah, man, that was awesome, we all have those. They all feel great. Absolutely. The problem is, it's very hard to then say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to go back to a slower map and kind of, like, pace myself and, like, be really careful with the enemy, because that's not the natural instinct. Like, the natural instinct after a streak like that on Nuketown or something is to pretty much go back in and be like, yeah, run in, die. Yeah, oh, I died. Doesn't matter. Let's do it again. It kind of gets into this moment where you don't really care that much about dying or finding enemies so far. It's more like running out to get that streak. And that's the difference between a big map. Because in a big map, for me, that's the excitement comes from not knowing where the enemy is. You know, you're not like walking around going like, oh crap, man, I can't find an enemy. It's more like walking around going like, ooh, where are the enemies? I gotta be careful. Let's see if I could pick them off with my sniper. It becomes a different game. Like, it's no longer just rush out to get the streak. It's more like, let's plan out, and let's be tactical, and let's move around, and be careful. And of course, I'm not being extra careful. You know, I'm jumping around. I'm not really making myself a hard target. I could be just sitting next to one of these rocks and being a careful little sniper, but that's not me. And that's the funny thing, that even with my playstyle, I actually enjoy these maps more, because I am a rusher. Like, that's what I do. If you put any other gun in my hand, which I do many times a day, I rush. And that's pretty much exactly what I do with a sniper. I run around with it. I don't stick in one spot and go, okay, I'm going to cover this lane. It's not as much fun. So at the same time, you know, I'm saying I'm a rusher, but at the same time, I'm advocating for big maps, because they add variety. They add that extra little thing that makes you go like, oh, okay, well, let's change things up. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like, if you're one of those people that really just enjoys the small maps, that's fine. I mean, more power to you. But what I'm saying is, if you try, I'm sure you can definitely enjoy these, because they're great, man. They're freaking awesome. And the strategies that come into these maps are very different, because, well, look at this. You can see everything everywhere. It's massive. It's awesome. And anyway, but that's pretty much it. Like, I must say, the one map, Siege, seems to have, like, it's probably the biggest map, and a lot of people seem to be saying, well, okay, I like the big maps, but that one's too big for me. And that's true, but guys, keep one thing in mind. Like, right now, however hard it is, let's say, to find people, and that's one of the main concerns I've heard, is, you know, you can't find players, you can't find the enemy, because they're too hidden or something, so you end up running around the map without too many people to kill. But guys, keep in mind, this is only gonna get, like, better or worse, depending on how you want to view this. But the point is, people are gonna become easier and easier to find. Like, the majority of the people right now are only just getting to know the maps, and they're only just getting comfortable with where they actually have to be and stuff like that. 1 month down the line, 1 month down the line, everyone will know these maps well enough to the point where you will actually come out and be like, okay, they're in that general area, I'm going to watch behind that rock. But what I'm trying to say is that hopefully, because of the size of the maps, it'll never get to that super predictable stage where it's like, oh, no, he's up in that one window because it's the one window. Here, that could be 1,000 different rocks. And anyway, wow, this commentary, I guess, turned into more about the maps than about the PS4, but that's okay. So, let's talk about the consoles. So, surprise, surprise, I'm getting the PS4. In fact, I ordered it, or pre-ordered it off Amazon, like 2 months ago or something. Of course, guys, keep in mind, I live in Europe. Yes, I am American, for everybody who's probably wondering right now. I have lived around the world my entire life. I've moved around plenty times, which is why I'm in Europe right now. Holland, in case anyone's wondering. Yes, that is the first time I'm saying it. Yay, it's an awesome country. Suggest it to anyone who's not from here, and all Dutch people, respect. You guys got an awesome country. Good job. So, as a little side note, I was just going to say that I get the PlayStation, you know, half a month later. The 29th is when it officially comes out, with Amazon delay. I don't know whether I'll get it earlier or later, but anyway, it'll be somewhere around there. I'm super excited for it. I'm a little skeptical about the controller. I don't know how I will feel about the controller, because you guys know I love the PS3 controller. For Xbox fans, that might be like, what? You like the PS3? Yes, I do. There are actually many people who do. And I play with it very accurately, or that's the one I enjoy the most. So, that's okay. But we'll see what happens with the new one. I'm a little skeptical, but I've heard good reviews. We'll see. The good, important thing is that even if it doesn't end up, you know, floating my boat, I will just use my normal PS3 controller and everything will be fine. It'll be great. But yeah, I'm looking forward to actually getting that. I will definitely do an unboxing and probably like a nice little... I'll do something for it. Don't worry. It'll be sweet. It'll be awesome. And I'm actually really looking forward to getting the console because, wow, it's been a while since new consoles came out. Did you see that? Like, I thought there was an actual head there in the rocks, and I was like, just shoot it. I don't have to check. Just fire. We'll figure it out later. But yeah, that was basically it. For anyone who's wondering, like, oh, why aren't you getting an Xbox One? Well, look, I trust Sony. It's not like blind fanboy trust. It's more like I've bought plenty of Sony products. I generally know how the company is likely to react to things. Like, when they're given an option, I generally like to think I know how they make their decisions or what motivates them. And I'm happy to say it's not always profit, but it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is I'm definitely going with that system, and you know, the fact that Xbox One will be getting season passes and stuff like that early is not really a big sell point for me. In fact, it kind of makes me want to do the exact opposite because I haven't really gotten the Game Pass yet, and I'm season pass. I mean, not really looking forward to paying a lot of money for something I get a month later. And think I might actually make a little bit more of a stance than I should have last year. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Once again, this is probably one of my favorite maps. I'm really enjoying it right now, and let me know what you think of these maps. Let me know what you think of my arguments, in fact, for these maps. And anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.